When a man pulls away, do this instead of chasing him. Yes, that's right, guys. When a man starts to pull away, I don't want you to chase him. That's not the right solution. I want you to do something else. I'm going to explain all of that in this video because primarily I want you to focus on your growth, right? Just keep in mind too, guys, I've said this in several of my other videos, is that sadly but true, we can't control what other people do. You may be fully vested in this relationship. You may be ready to just, make it a long-term thing. Maybe, get married, or you may see this person as your forever person, somebody you're going to grow old with, but they may have different plans, and sometimes those plans do not align. And, there are certain things in life, whether we want to accept them or not, we just have to accept. So if he doesn't want to be with you anymore, or you seeing that his behavior has changed, he's starting to pull away, I don't want you to panic, first of all. And first of all, I do want to say this too before I get into this dialogue. It's always okay for you to have a conversation. Do not plead. But, there may be a viable reason why. But if you're actually seeing a pattern, not something like that where, it's a one-off or something like that, but you're actually seeing a pattern, right? Come on now. We're all adults. We've been on this planet for a while. We're all, in our midlife or maybe older, we know how this game goes. And so if someone starts to ghost you or find all kind of excuses not to be with you, don't panic. Because first of all, I want you to know you are definitely worth it, okay? You definitely have a lot to add to a relationship. And sometimes we have to be honest. Sometimes they're looking for something that we're not, and vice versa, right? So if it doesn't match, then, it's not one of those things like, oh, yeah, you get over it. No, I'm not here to tell you that, But what I am telling you is that you have to find a way to move on, right? So here's what I do know. I always write notes. You guys know that. One of the hardest things in relationships is emotional distance. A man who once called every day suddenly becomes quiet. His energy changes. He doesn't seem all excited about hearing from you, or maybe he doesn't even text or call, nothing, like no response to show that he is actually into you. His attention shifts, right? And naturally, you're going to start to feel like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? What can I do to get him back in my good graces? What did I do wrong? Or it's always that thing where, it slipped. He's not spending time with me. He's probably spending it somewhere else. It's naturally, that's what most of us tend to think. Like, he got to be seeing somebody else because he doesn't want to be with me, right? So, yeah, and I wrote some notes down too. So women always immediately think, oh my God, what did I do wrong? How can I fix this? That's the one. Like, okay, I need to transform me. I need to break out of being my natural self and make myself into a mold that is more attractive to him. That's what I'm trying to say. And I really want him back. I really want to make sure that I can do whatever I need to do to get him back. But here's the deal, guys. Emotionally healthy relationships are not built on panic. Okay? So I mentioned that because now there could be a real reason why you hadn't heard from him. You're right. I mean, I can go down a host of reasons why it's probably appropriate that he hadn't called you, like he's in the military, or he's working, he has a specific job where he can't really contact you at certain time. You probably wouldn't know that kind of stuff in the beginning anyway, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Like, you got to look at the context itself to see what applies. But if he's always one of those that will always come around, if for no viable reason now he's not coming around, or he don't want to spend time with you, or if y'all are married, he's hanging out at the bar all the time now, whereas before he used to be with you all the time, those are definitely red flags, right? So this is what I wrote down. One of the biggest mistakes people make is over pursuing someone who is creating distance. They want their space, okay? So one of the things that we kind of see when you feel like, oh my God, I'm losing control. This person was my life. I live, breathe him. What can I do to get him back in my life? And so you constantly call, you show up to his job, you're texting, right? Explaining more. You go out to Victoria's Secret to get the prettiest lingerie you can find. Oh, baby, we need to go on a vacation. You're doing all kind of things. I really need for you to spend more time with me. Please, 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 right? Because here's the truth. Pressure rarely creates connection. It's an easy way to push a person away is what it does. You're nagging, you're pleading, and you want to look appealing. And when you're, pleading, please take me back. Please, I love you, love you, love you. All they see is someone that is weak and beneath them. And I know that you are much better than that. You know that you are much better than that, right, too? So this is what I want to tell you guys, too. Healthy communication matters. So again, too, if he's away for a reason that you are very much aware of, then this conversation doesn't apply to you. It's only those relationships where you definitely see a shift, and there's no viable reason for that shift to be happening with that person. Now he's spending more time hanging out with the boys, right? Or whatever the case he claims he's doing. A weekend with the boys, fishing or whatever, and you can't even produce any pictures he took on the trip, or no fish, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes we don't want to even consider that we may have to make a change in our lives. Sometimes that it may be scary. I totally understand. It may be something that you don't even want to even consider. But here's what I do want you to do, guys. I don't want you to panic. Okay, first of all, I do not want you to panic, because here's some things I did write down, the reason why some people pull away. Okay, so if you recognize any of these, then, maybe we're cooking with something. They may feel stressed. They may have a job that they haven't shared with you, that there's some crazy stuff going on at the time, right? Maybe they don't want to burden you with that. Or I've seen this happen before too. Somebody will lose their job and pretend they still working. So you see this more so with men than women, but yeah. And so they're stressed now. How are they going to be able to pay all the bills and stuff? They don't want to burden you with that, right? They may feel emotionally overwhelmed with a lot of things too that's going on in their lives. If you have that grounded relationship, hopefully they'll be able to tell you that. But if you see the changes in them and you just go straight to, you're cheating on me, that's just really throwing fuel on the fire is what it's doing. Now he may feel like, I can't even trust you now, and I'm going through a lot, right? They may seem avoidant. because they got a lot of stuff that's on their mind, right? Or in some cases too, they just may be just emotionally immature if you're okay with dealing with someone of that nature. And lastly, guys, sometimes they're just incapable of making the type of connection that you deserve. They just, because of the emotional immaturity, they just may feel like I can't pull this off, So this is why, for some women, they do something powerful when they see this unraveling, unfolding in their lives. They'll just pause. They'll give it a moment. They're like, I'll see where this is going to go. Now, I'm a person that's speaking from experience, because I've seen some of this stuff played out in my life, and I've come to realize, like, I'm at the age now. I'm in midlife. I'm like, I'm cool. I don't. When you start to read into things or conclude things that are not true, it could hurt your relationship. And now you are putting yourself out there like you're just so immature, and you don't want to, look that way. So what some women do that are emotionally grounded, they regulate themselves emotionally instead of spiraling out of control. They won't result to, I'm going to cut you out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you better spend time with me, or I'm leaving you and going to live with my mother, or whatever the case may be. You're just making a problem worse, right? They do not abandon themselves. That's what I want you guys to understand. Please do not abandon yourself to try to keep someone else. You know how your personality is. Everyone has a base personality. And especially if that person decides they want to transition, leave and go another direction, wish them well. Wish them well. It's one of those things we always want to think like, you're going to look back at it one day and you're going to hate you lost me. Make that happen by wishing them well. See you later. I'll see you later. Especially when you know that you've put your all into a relationship, and for whatever reason they just don't want to, comply. Just let it go, because that changes everything. So women who remain calm, grounded, and emotionally secure become magnetic, because she is operating from self-worth. Because we all have value, guys. You understand what I'm saying? It may be one of those things that you don't want to be by yourself, or you may feel like, oh my God, I got to start all over again. And you may be looking at yourself, especially, in your midlife, like, how many times will I have to do this before I actually find the right person? Or will I be able to find the right person because I am this age, right? But if you don't know, if you haven't learned anything about this this channel, I keep saying station, I need to get that word out of my vocabulary. This channel is that self-worth is powerful, right? That's why we said the end, power up. Self-worth, that's your superpower. Love yourself. I'm going to tell you what, and I can tell you this is the absolute truth. When you exude confidence, when you look like you're not unraveling, even when there's a lot of chaos around you, people notice. And that attracts other folks. And that will attract someone who's actually looking for that in a person. So if he starts to pull away, wish him well. And, stranger things have happened. He may come back around and he's more mature. You have to think about then, do you want to go down that road with him, right? Because he's already set the stage that, he's left you for. A lot of the stuff you have to weigh on your own, right? You're smart enough to know what to do. If someone is constantly creating confusion, inconsistency, and emotional instability, that tells you something important about the relationship dynamic. If they're always like, I can't get any peace. Here he comes, here she comes, want to argue about something, you got to think about, like, is it even worth it being in this relationship? But if you remain grounded, quiet, and just even keeled, it will show. You may be hurting inside. And if that is the case, if you feel like you can't manage this alone, I always let you guys know, go seek some counseling. Please do that. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health, right? So go seek some counseling if you feel like this is too much. I invested so much into this person and they don't want me anymore. Rejection is a hard thing to accept. I've been there. I bounced back. Oh, that was such a long time ago. But yeah, I've been there. And, it's all good. I don't think about that person. I mean, I'm married now, I forgot about that person a long time ago. I don't sit back and wonder how he see me anymore, because I don't have those types of feelings for him anymore. I'm one of those people too, and I know everybody's different than me, but once I see, if I perceive that, we had a thing together, and then you decide that you want to go another direction, and you show me another side of you that doesn't express any type of genuine love for me, I don't love you anymore. That's just maybe, but I know I'm wired differently from everybody else. So, I just keep it going. Like, I'm good. Because the thing is, guys, I want you to be with someone who truly respects you, who really wants to be with you. And if you feel like you are in this relationship and there's no viable reason, again, for them to be pulling away, see you later. Gotta go. Because you are definitely worth it, okay? So, here's what I want to tell you guys. I wrote this down too. I always write some stuff down. The right relationship should never require you to lose yourself just to keep someone close. You get what I'm saying, right? I want you to protect your peace, choose emotional safety, and remember, love should feel emotionally safe, not emotionally exhausting. I love that right there, okay? So what I want you guys to do, if you are feeling this message, please type power up, because that's what we're doing. We're lifting each other up. We are lifting each other up, okay? Please like and subscribe. I'm getting there. My channel is starting to grow. I'm loving it. And in closing, guys, we always say we are aging boldly. You guys have a good one.